Zeff sat on a small wooden bench along the stone path of the mouse village, right in the town square where little shops lined the streets and colored awnings stirred gently in the air. His eyes were closed, paws resting loosely in his lap, and he let the warmth of the sun settle into his fur. He was not thinking about anything in particular. The village moved around him in its ordinary rhythm. Footsteps, murmured greetings, the soft clink of cups from a nearby cafe. From just down the street, Zeff heard raised voices. It was a rabbit and a mouse, and they stood facing one another between two storefronts, their words sharp and fast, bodies leaning forward as though pulled by an invisible force. They argued about how the village should be run, about what was right and what was wrong, and each one convinced that their view was the only reasonable one. As their voices escalated, Zeff felt a tightening move through his own chest, a quiet reflection of their agitation. The exchange grew louder. Curiosity gave way to accusation. Tone hardened into blame. And at last, with an abrupt gesture and wounded pride, they turned and stormed off in opposite directions, leaving the street suddenly still, as if the disturbance had never happened. Moments later, Sati walked over and sat beside Zeff on the bench. She let out a slow breath. "That was difficult to listen to," she said. "And even though it wasn't directed at me, I could feel it in my body. I never know how to manage that." Zeff opened his eyes and offered a gentle smile. "What you felt is natural," he said. "When creatures bind themselves to their opinions, their bodies enter defense. Even those nearby can feel the tension." Zeff glanced down the street, now quiet again. "But we don't have to enter every storm we hear." Sati tilted her head. "And how do you stay so calm when that happens?" Zeff paused. "I don't wrestle with their stories," Zeff replied. "I let them pass. Opinions are weather. It's not like the ground. When we believe they are who we are, the body tightens. But when we see them as passing stories, the body stays safe." Sati sat with his words, feeling her breath soften. And around them, the mouse village resumed its gentle pace. Doors opening, paws padding along stone. Life continuing. And there on the bench, in the town square, Zeff and Sati remained at ease, rooted in a quiet choice that no storm of opinions could ever disturb.